Leaders, welcome back bersama saya Jonathan Septiadi dan hari ini kita membahas langsung episode kedua dari episode sebelumnya di mana kita membahas tentang From Vision to Victory oleh 3 narasumber kita yang luar biasa. I know you can't wait. Untuk kalian yang belum mendengarkan, I really suggest kalian kembali ke episode sebelumnya, dengarkan terlebih dahulu insight yang begitu luar biasa, and then you can come back here. Tapi untuk kalian yang sudah mendengarkan minggu lalu, let's take a look at it now.
So my first question is that what kind of aspect do you consider, what question do you ask to make sure that someone that you hire have the same vision as you? As you know, because technology is getting advanced and candidates also becoming more smarter so they can prepare for the answer and by using the AI. The second question is that so I totally agree when you stated about the culture fit. I think it's like one of the, I would say, the topic that is discussed like in the late couple years. So in the small company and the small organization, you can ensure that everyone have the same culture fit. But as you growing and growing with more than 500 people, how can you ensure that the culture is still being light up though, inside the organization? Thank you.
Pertanyaan 1, pertanyaan 2 gitu kali ya.
Oh, but question number 1 was about. I think he has to take both.
Alright, so you take both. Go ahead, Man.
Oke, aku nggak pernah punya pertanyaan pamungkas dan jujur.
Saya mau jualan dulu sebentar.
Sorry, guys. Oke.
Nanti November 9 Bapak Herman juga akan bicara di Inspire Fest dan title-nya adalah Leadership in the AI.
Oh, alright.
Jadi jawabannya dijawab di November 9 secara lengkap.
Oke, jadi saya nggak terlalu punya pertanyaan pamungkas yang selalu saya biasa tanya. Dan jujur, saya bukan orang yang jago untuk melihat orang. Dan culture fit itu sesuatu yang jujur, saya bukan orang yang sangat jago untuk melakukan itu. Karena saya tahu saya kurang itu jago untuk itu, makanya di kantor saya punya partner. Kalau yang personal saya punya istri saya. Nah, istri saya lebih bisa melihat orang dibandingkan saya gitu. Tapi bagi saya yang diperlukan adalah, of course kita harus tahu orang itu. Pertanyaan bisa diatur diri, banyak lah di internet juga banyak. Tapi intinya adalah we have to know whether this person truly know what they say. Makanya gimana caranya kadang-kadang dengan pertanyaan tambahan. Gimana cara bangun ruangan ini? Oh, gue begini, kita pakai ChatGPT. Tapi dan you can actually ask further question kan. Misalnya contoh, oke, lampunya segini, tapi gimana kalau seandainya listriknya nggak cukup? Menurut kamu seperti apa? Nah, kalau emang itu adalah genuinely dari dia, harusnya dia mempunyai critical mindset untuk akhirnya do. Jadi the follow up question is very important. Not the one question. The one question can be anything, but the follow up question will know whether that this is actually dia genuinely knowing atau dia copy paste dari ChatGPT. Yang kedua, Ibu silakan Bu.
Oh, but I don't run a 500.
Ayo.
Ayo, Man.
Oke, jadi kalau aku percaya banget dengan relationship. Aku sangat percaya banget dengan relationship. Karena back again to John C. Maxwell, leader has to be knowing the way, goes the way, and shows the way, and knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Ya. Jadi aku bersama dengan aku biasanya lumayan nempel. Kalau dengan N-1 saya itu sangat nempel. Bahkan mereka mungkin kesel sama saya, kapan aja saya bisa kontak gitu ya. Tapi saya sorry dulu, sorry di weekend ya, tapi ngoceh setengah jam gitu ya. Tapi kalau sama N-2 saya tetap saya masih ketemu literally mungkin seminggu sekali. I always make time, kan kita ada office di BSD atau di mana. I always make time for coffee session karena gimana meeting outside the meeting room for me is more important in building culture. People more honest when they are not behind a computer. People more honest when they are not in the four circle of wall. Makanya sering kalau ketemu dengan Coach David pasti, kita ngopi yuk. Karena ketika kita ngopi, people will actually be more serious. And I'm a type of person that because Aku bukan seorang leader yang mau kelihatan paling pintar, emang bukan paling pintar juga gitu ya, dan gak berusaha untuk menjadi kelihatan paling pintar. Then honesty and vulnerability, yang seperti Kat bilang, is very important. Because sometimes especially for our N-1 and -2 ya, it's okay for them to know our struggle. When they know our struggle and we bring it with them, kita punya struggle ini, kita bareng-bareng, it will stick. And for me, culture always build. Itu bukan ketika semua happy. Bahkan ketika semua happy biasanya pernah dibawa tapi ketika ya di perusahaan saya pernah 2020 kita juga pernah punya sesuatu yang sangat luar biasa sekali. Bonding itu always happen ketika we are in the brink of failures, brink of masalah, on that kita berlaku. Jadi kalau bagi aku relationship very important. Ketika relationship itu important, this kind of meeting. Aku tadi ngomong sama istrinya Coach David. This kind of session di US katanya kebanyakan online ya. Tapi saya kurang suka sebenarnya online. Kenapa? You don't talk to each other. You talk to a computer. I'm a computer guy, but you don't talk to computer all the time. Talk to people, right? Because when you talk to people, your perception change. You know, the things like that. Jadi bagi aku relationship is the key, and being close and genuine is the key. So that when you're -1 or -2 can understand what you want truly, genuinely, bukan seperti fake, bukan seperti pakai topeng, then they will emulate you. Coach David is the John C. Maxwell of Indonesia, right? Then what you will see John C. Maxwell, you will see Coach David. Kalau Coach David tidak mengemulate apa yang diemulate oleh John C. Maxwell, dan yang akan kita ikuti bukan John C. Maxwell, tapi berbeda gitu. So I think emulating is the most important thing. Kalau di Bible dibilang you follow me as I follow you, and Paul actually said that, right? So you need to, but it's impossible for people to know who you are if you don't spend time with them, intentionally spend time with them, intentionally make relationship with them, and being vulnerable with them.
Very good.
Alright. Waktunya sebenarnya habis, but let me tell you a story, okay? Jadi sebelum zamannya Katarina join sama kita, there's a guy named Michael Snyder working for us. Dan caranya supaya Mike bisa kerja sama kita terbangkan dia naik pesawat yang mendarat di Jakarta jam 3 pagi. Alright, mendaratnya jam 3 pagi hari Sabtu, and then kita ajak dia main basket jam 7 pagi di Senayan. Orangnya baru tidur 4 jam, masih jet lag. Alright, melawan sama orang Indonesia, and dude can play basketball. Tapi karena pengap cuaca Indonesia, alright, masih jet lag, tidurnya masih, belum pernah ke Asia sama sekali, belum pernah naik pesawat 20 jam. Boy oh boy, he got beat like every single play, right? Tapi kemudian Mike, dia lari. Dia bilang tembak bola gak masuk, gua capek, tapi defense is an attitude. Defense has nothing to do with skill. He start to play defense. Okay, maju, mundur, fast break, maju, mundur. And so, in 15 minutes, Luke and I, we look at each other and we say, great hire, huh? Okay? Jadi karena hubungannya sama bisnis yang kita jalani, hubungannya adalah dengan because the way you do something is the way you do everything. Kita mau tahu ini orang dibuat dari apa, dibikin dari baja atau dibikin dari sapu lidi kira-kira begitu. Nah, you mau tahu, naik kerja di pesawat mendarat jam 3 setelah 20 jam suruh main basket 4 jam kemudian. And so we hired the guy, and Mike Snyder in my recollection adalah cuma satu-satunya anak magang saya yang akhirnya menjadi orang staff kita, akhirnya dibalikkan ke Amerika Serikat untuk kerja, kemudian menjadi entrepreneur, dan Sovereign Capital invest di dia, dan perusahaannya sudah exit beberapa tahun kemudian. When that happens, orang tanya saya kok bisa tahu, saya bilang, oh gampang sekali. I always refer to Senayan, tidur 4 jam, after 20 jam, and saya main basket sama kita. And so it's a culture that in my company, if you think about Andrew, my chief of staff, pemain bola basket. Okay, adiknya Stephen Mulia is our COO, you know what? Pemain bola basket. Okay, dia bawa Federo, baru lulusan dari kuliah, pemain basket. Ferrero bawa adiknya di belakang, orang IT-nya kita pemain basket. I think like 70%, 80% of my team kalau nggak main basket seperti Joe, dia bilang gua kayaknya bisa sikit-sikit, so akhirnya main basket sama kita. Dan beneran di lapangan bola basket, khususnya di zaman-zamannya pada saat saya adalah investor, kita secara sengaja foul orang. Oke, dan foulnya kadang-kadang agak sedikit kurang ajar sedikit, you know, because I just simply want to know, kalau you call me Mr. Investor, and then gua foulnya lu adalah karena diperbolehkan dalam dunia basket untuk you want to do a layup, pukul betul-betul pukul. I want to see what does the guy say. Kalau orangnya sebenarnya bilang begini, dia bilang adalah, oh it's okay Mr. Investor. Nah, gua hati-hati banget itu kalau investor kayak begitu. Karena seperti apa yang kalian dengar dari Herman, I don't like to hire people that semuanya say yes to me. You should have a little bit of horns coming out, right? And then you say like, bro, gua tahu lu punya banyak duit. Foul me one more time. Okay? Nah, kita mau orang yang kayak begitu dong. Betul gak? Nah, bari kalian bisa bayangkan kalau orang-orang itu ada di dalam timnya kita, then suddenly balancing antara respecting the seat because I am the king, tapi juga mengetahui bahwa adalah saya ada di tim ini karena my job adalah untuk mempertajam visi dan pekerjaan yang sedang kita kerjakan. So Joe Septiari obviously umur baru 24, tapi dia biasanya cuma nggak pernah kasar aja sih. Tiba-tiba kalau lagi meeting sama kita, Joe bisa kayak begini. Kita lagi meeting, terus ada orang kayak gini. Kayak saya pikir kita lagi di SMP, lagi di SD. You know, kalau di Zoom call ada kayak gini. Jonathan Septiari raise his hand. And then kemudian dia akan bilang kata-kata begini, I have a suggestion. You know? Atau dia akan bilang something like, dia angkat tangan, terus saya bilang adalah, maybe this can be useful. Now I want people like that. I want people like that. Dan di dalam kantor kita, sekali lagi seperti Katarina sampaikan, Herman tadi sampaikan, yang namanya culture itu nggak bisa kita bilang ada satu yang benar, nggak bisa. Karena di rumah saya bahasa yang kita pakai adalah debate is always welcome. Jadi kalau nggak tegang masuk kantor David, betul ya? Kalau nggak tegang ketemu David itu namanya belum meeting. Saya karena ada perbedaan yang sangat mendasar antara bertengkar sama berdebat. Nah, saya mau tim saya jagoan berdebat. Jadi kalau Anda tidak punya confident untuk berdebat dengan David, you're in the wrong team. Wah, bacok hidup-hidup nanti. And then kalau you jadi kesetan kaki saya, I promise you dalam waktu 1 minggu, 1 tahun atau 10 tahun pasti ninggalin saya. Tapi kalau orang-orang saya ini adalah kalau you push my people strong enough, termasuk dalam hal ini of course Katarina, she will push you back. It's not about male or female. It's not about umur. Ya, makanya di kantor kita juga, dia panggil saya juga panggilnya David. Gak ada panggil Bapak David Cokro Harjo gitu. Nah, karena kalau saya panggil saya Bapak, tuh saya Bapak kok berani-berani. Ya, jadi kalau di luar mau dipanggil Bapak, di kantor semuanya panggil nama. Mau 24 tahun, atau 44 tahun, namanya adalah David. Kita panggilnya Joe. Right? And so, again, it's that culture feel. I thought, if you want a story.
It is very useful. And mungkin teman-teman di sini yang nanti diundang David main basket di
Siapa di sini yang mau menjadi the next leadership certified coach? Go play basketball with me next week.
It's going to be a really fun experience. Tapi masih you are all invited for Inspira Fest at 9 November. Jadi again, Kak will be there, so feel free to enjoy and save the date. I wish I had more time. And I think if I ask one more question, Keja will point finger up and like joke, time out. So in the final 15 minutes, as we're going to close the event juga, hope I meet Herman and juga Kate to give a few conclusions, a few takeaways, or maybe a few message that you would like to share with everyone. Sebelum nanti David, you can close as well as closing this event as well.
Okay, thank you. Maybe for all the aspiring entrepreneurs in the room, I think I talked to one earlier today who was doing a very good job. He's a partner in his firm, tapi tetap punya ide dan keinginan untuk do sesuatu. I think my message is have a little faith. Ya kan? It always starts with believing in that little dream, however that little dream is, ya kan? because we never know pada saat kita bekerja keras bersama-sama dengan the right teammates, the right co-founders, it can go a long way, ya kan? Especially pada saat ide itu is so much bigger than ourselves, ya kan? Dan ide itu is not just for money, ya kan? Ide itu is a contribution to society. It's a solution to a problem. It's a need that someone faces every day, ya kan? Pada saat it has a transformative effect, kemungkinan besar pasti berguna, ya kan? With all the right ingredients with it, ya kan? Jadi mungkin my message today, everybody, is have a little faith, believe in yourself, believe in your dream. Thank you.
Susah dulu Pak, bagus banget. Ya mungkin aku tambahin aja, Kat tadi ngobrolin mengenai tentang have a little faith, have a little dream. For me specifically, I would say that everything fall and rise on leadership. Di kantor, aku juga jalanin high level of leadership mentorship juga. I always say at the end of that session, I always say leadership is never about you. I always say this, leadership is never about you and squeezing the most out of your people. Leadership is all about us and how we can actually empower and make other people feel welcome, feel belong, feel part of the vision, to the point that they themselves will ended up live that vision and ended up doing what you are actually living for, seperti tadi Kat bilang. Yeah, so I would recommend you read this book. Ini buku kayaknya lebih tipis dibandingkan Level of Leadership book yang aku punya ya. Ya, aku belum baca sendiri, tapi aku coba baca depannya. Mirip banget nih sama Level of Leadership. I think most of people over here, you guys are leaders. Mungkin kalian lihat, Herman leaders perusahaan 100 orang, 500 orang, 1000 orang, doesn't matter. When you are trusted with your team, leadership is all about accountability. You are given a trust, so do it correctly. Ini book bagus banget gitu ya. Then basically just leverage this, and you'll be able to be successful in your work.
Leaders, so that's it untuk episode kedua. I hope kalian semua receive so many insights and juga value yang bisa kalian bawa ke dalam kehidupan kalian dan juga kepemimpinan kalian masing-masing. Because I personally learned so much. Dan saat saya berbicara kepada mereka off stage pun, I know that these people are the people that live what they preach. They walk the talk dan mereka melakukan ini di luar apa yang kalian lihat dan juga kalian dengarkan di tempat ini. So, I really hope that means a lot untuk kalian juga. And thank you for listening and for watching sampai saat ini. And I hope that you all can also bring your vision to victory. I really hope this is useful. Shout out untuk kalian yang mendengarkan ini sebagai seorang surround member. I hope you guys can take this and discuss dengan baik bersama surround member kalian lain. Thank you for the surround leaders that help this juga. And for kalian yang this is a very insightful and a very valuable episode for you. Feel free to rate our show again, follow, subscribe, share to someone who needs it. Karena kami yakin saat kalian you got good insights and good value from this, someone else needs it as well. So make sure you can share it to that person as well. So that's it from me today. Saya Jonathan Septiadi, and I'll see you on the next episode.